Good day. Here's another wanker that I would like to slap around. His name is Saunders, a Canadian journalist working for the Globe and Mail. This article is written in May this year, and at the end of the article there is a button saying support quality journalism. It is making me sick reading this, but I will do it. Yeah. So it says, Sweden, the story goes, used to be very peaceful, very safe, etc., etc. And then you have this, the Sweden story has become absolutely viral. You probably read the version in a Facebook post or heard it in a speech or debate. You recount a couple of stories about refugee camp horrors, some random anecdotes of sex crimes involving brown people in various countries, and then drop the Sweden story. Behind it you'll find the resurrection of an old deadly appeal to fear, that people of certain skin colors are natural-born predators who threaten white women. It's a version of lynch mob logic that happens to appeal to the liberal and tolerant as much as the hateful and intolerant. It's making me sick reading this. And it falls apart as soon as you speak to anyone knowledgeable in Sweden. Anyone. It falls apart as soon as you speak to anyone knowledgeable in Sweden. I don't think this article would have made it into a Swedish newspaper. I don't think so. It's such crap. Yeah. They can't print this in Sweden anymore. It doesn't work, you see, because we know the truth. Okay, so he's been talking to this guy that I've been talking about, Jerzy Sarnecki, this professor, this criminologist, who is more or less scorned today in Sweden for what he's been saying. So he's quoting this Jerzy Sarnecki. He says, what we're hearing is a very, very extreme exaggeration based on a few isolated events. And the claim that it's related to immigration is more or less not true at all, says Jerzy Sarnecki. Okay, Sweden does indeed have far more reported cases of sexual assault than any other country. But it's not because Swedes of any color are very criminal, it's because they are very feminist. In 2005, Sweden's social democratic government introduced a new sex crime law, okay, about the definition of rape. Imagine, for example, if your boss rubbed against you in an unwanted way at work once a week for a year. In Canada, this would potentially be a case of sexual assault. Under Germany's more limited laws, it would be 0 cases. In Sweden, it would be tallied as 52 separate cases of rape. This is a total lie. He's just lying. This is not rape. My God, who is this guy? Okay. The marked increase in rape cases during the 2000s is almost entirely a reflection of Sweden's deep public interest in sexual equality and the rights of women, not of attacks by newcomers. He's just lying. It's fantastic. Why is he doing this? Okay, why the difference? Because people who go to Sweden are poorer. Yeah. And crime rates are mostly a product not of ethnicity, but of class. He goes on, explaining how this is not a problem in Sweden. It's a total diminishing of the sufferings of the Swedish women who's been raped and are being raped. Because otherwise generous Sweden doesn't allow refugees to seek work until they know the language. Tens of thousands of people are stuck in these awful places. He's talking about the asylum accommodations, in similar conditions, or in welfare-dependent nether worlds. There they become victims of violent crime, victims of economic exclusion, and victims of grotesque, viral story that portrays them as predators entirely because of their skin color. My God. Doug Saunders. Go fuck yourself. Right. Bye.